Okay, so let's see how we can create a global script to kind of act as a centralized script that we can then call from lots of different objects, and then we can use this centralized script to kind of store state or other shared things that we might want to share across all these different object types. So I'm just going to create a new planet surface space, and next thing I'm going to do is inside the universe actually here, maybe we'll create it in the root. Instead of creating the space itself, we'll create it in the root universe. So if we have multiple spaces, maybe they can all share the same global script. So then I'm going to hit the plus button, then I'm going to go to scripts. I'm going to create a new global script. And when we open this global script, you'll see that it has some default code. And actually, we'll use this as part of this example. So in this global script, we have this function that lets us add a value to our score. So you can think of this global script as something that's maintaining a score for a game, let's say. And it's maintaining it so that we can call these functions from lots of different objects to kind of manage the score in this case. So we have a function that lets us add to the score, and then we have a function that lets us query the score. So the next thing I'm going to do is inside this space, I'm going to just create a trigger. I'm going to create a trigger plane. This is like a plane that a ball will roll through, and whenever it does, it will add a point to our score. So in this script here, I'm going to go and find our global script in our universe, and I'm just going to drag and drop it into here. And then I can just call functions on the global script. So these functions here, add to score and get score, I can just call those from here by just saying global script add to score. And we'll add a single value, and then we'll also print out the current score. So we can say print global script get score. So that will also print out the current value. So we're just calling these two functions that live inside this centralized global script. So let's see what happens when we create an actor. A movable ball actor. So there it goes. Every time we roll in, we get 1. Now we're at 2. Now we're at 3. The score. We're at 4. And now I can make copies of this, and each one will maintain. Because they're all accessing that same global script, we have a nice global score in this case. So now it's 4, 5, 6, and so forth. So they're all kind of centrally accessing this global script here. And so we can also, inside here, we don't have to just, in this case, we're just kind of maintaining a global variable in some sense and providing these accessors to kind of access this global variable score. But we can also create all sorts of utility functions in here. We could say, like, if we have like a user interface and we want to display some text on the user interface, we could do GlobalScript set our UI text. Let's take a look at how to do this. And so for this, what we'll do is we'll create some text in the world here, and maybe this we can use we could show our score here or show something interesting. And then this takes in our string, our value, which will be a string, and then we're going to just literally take this text shape, I'm going to drag and drop its text shape into here. We just say text shape dot text is equal to our value. So now we also have a centralized way of setting this text here. So in here, let's say I say global script set our UI text to hello. So it's just going to call this function and it'll set that. Voila. That says hello. And this one can say goodbye. So we have hello, goodbye. So again, we're using this global script to set these global properties here. In this case, we're also using it to kind of create a little utility function that lets us set our user interface code. Now, in theory, it's a little weird because it lives inside this universe or global script, and we're kind of setting something specific to this space. So maybe this is not a great example, but it kind of shows what you can kind of do with these global scripts. Hope this is useful. Thanks.